From the remnants of Jeddah City comes a broadcast that will shake the Empire to its core. Rogue One Radio will discuss all things Star Wars and all things in the nerd culture, in and out of the galaxy far, far away.
Hello, everybody. It's Rogue One Radio. We're here for another episode. This is episode 118. And with me, of course, is DJ. How you doing today?
Oh, PG.
Good. All right. Well, today we are going to be talking about the first episode of season 3 of The Mandalorian. But, of course, before we jump into that, we've got all kinds of other stuff to get past, starting with our first music break. So, as always, well, not always, but as recently, you folks are going to have the chance to decide or guess which of our 3 songs was DJ's pick. So, the first of our 3 comes from a band out of Montreal, Canada, called the Speakeasy. And they just put out a new single not last month, it's not February anymore, back in January via Thousand Island Records. And we're going to play that single for you. It is called Bright Side. Enjoy.
The pieces that fell to the floor, swear not getting off this train. I kept my hopes up high, rehearsed my lines. I'm bent, but not broken. Can't walk the line, but I'm staying on track. Got my girl by my side, my friend.
right. That was the Speakeasy with Brightside. So that was a good tune, but was it the one that DJ picked?
It was a really good tune.
It was. Yeah.
But so are the other ones. So was it enough for me to pick this one?
Well, we've got two more coming to you later, so we'll see how good those are and if those could be your picks. So let's get some housekeeping out of the way. First, hello, Grogu.
Oh, sorry. Kelly said that she couldn't stay long. So
down, yeah. So in the chat we've got Scott. So hey, Scott, and there's DJ. Hey, look at there. And Blue, and Ubaldo, and Kelly, and I think that might be it so far. But we'll have some more kind of trickle in as we usually do.
Oh yeah.
But so we are part of the Red 5 network. If you look right down there, there's a link scrolling underneath us. It's bio.link/Red5. And what that website is going to do for you is show you links to all of the great Red 5 podcasts. They're all good, and you should check them out.
Yep. Yeah.
Good stuff. And let's see. Oh, you know what? We do have a Patreon where you can become a patron for as little as $1 a month, and you will be rewarded with various things. And speaking of our Patreon, we do have some plans for our Patreon. We are putting together a new kind of a new series exclusively for our patrons. We're going to be doing a little like a comic book discussion. So each episode we'll be talking about a different comic book, and that will be exclusively for our patrons. So if comic books are your thing and you want to hear us talk about that type of thing, go to patreon.com/Rogue One Radio. The link's right there. And as I said, you too can be a patron for as little as $1 a month and support the cause.
Yes.
So we do have some folks that are patrons that we would like to give a shout out to.
Absolutely.
And those great folks are Dave Brown, Kelly, Chris, Don, Nicholas, Scott, Kim, Amanda, and Mandy. We absolutely thank you for your support.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Couldn't do it without you.
Absolutely. So really great stuff coming your way on the Patreon, I think. Looking forward to doing some comic book discussion. And if I would have remembered, I could have shown you I don't know where it's at. I don't think I put it on my Mac yet. The picture for that we're using for kind of like the thumbnail for that.
Oh yeah.
But speaking of pictures, though, I did want to make a quick announcement. Our logo is going to be going through a tiny bit of a makeover, just a little bit. We kind of talked about it a bit and decided to move away from the orange just because we want to do something fresh. We've been orange ever since the show started, so just wanted to do a little paint job. So here is a sneak preview of what the logo will look like going forward. So we went with a kind of a blue-ish hue.
So fresh and so clean.
Yeah. So that will be our new logo, probably starting tomorrow when I remember to put it up on all our socials. I think that is it for our weekly roundup. Did we have any other announcements? Anything else going on?
Not really. Not really. Oh, hey, my wife's in your neck of the woods.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. She's going to be in close to Ardmore, and then she's driving up to Stillwater to go see our kid at OSU. And then she's going to be in Kansas City.
Oh, wow.
For the rest of the weekend, and then drive home. So,
you know what? Toward the end of June, you should try to make a trip here, because there is a pop culture convention going on here called SoonerCon. They do it every year. And this year...
It's a better name.
Well, it's the Sooner State.
I know.
It's specific. It's a convention specifically in Oklahoma. I didn't name it.
Right.
Oh, hey, there's Nicholas from Backyard TARDIS.
Yeah, speaking
and Isaac jumped in.
Isaac, also.
Guys. Told you they'd be trickling in.
There we go.
But anyway, it's a very, I don't want to say generic. It's just kind of an all-encompassing pop culture convention.
Cool.
And this year it's going to be here in Norman, actually. So it's going to be like right around the corner from me. So yeah, DJ, if you can make it to Oklahoma in toward the end of June, you should come, and maybe we can do maybe I can reserve us a table.
Dude, that'd be awesome. Yeah. After this, just shoot me the dates, and I'll start planning and see what I can come up with.
Will do.
Hey, Dragon Buddy's here.
Hey, Dragon Buddy, you missed the first song. That's all right. There's another one coming. You're not that late. I mean, come on. But you know what I did forget, though? If you are watching this on YouTube, please make sure you subscribe and like. And if you would, leave a little comment. Let us know what you think. And then make sure you hit that bell so that you too can be notified when a new episode is hit. And there's Megan. Megan has joined the chat. Hey, Megan. I know I don't have any posters yet. I'm working on it. I realized I actually don't have any posters. I've got like 2. So I got to go find posters. I did, however, get a bookshelf. It's over there, so you can't see it. We missed you last week, so you didn't get to see our popcorn machine, which is over there. But yeah, this office is still a mess. You're just going to have to deal with it. Anyway, we have another song.
Yeah.
All right. Yes, I'm going to get on it, Megan. I promise. She says, let's get on those posters. I'll find some. Got to figure out what I want to put up. Okay, song. So this one comes from a band based out of Chicago, Illinois. And they just very recently, very recent as in February 24th, released a new single. And I don't know if this is going to come off a new album or what. They haven't announced any albums yet, but looking forward to seeing if they do put an album out. But this is the new single they just put out last week, and it is called Horizon. Enjoy. Horizon by Hi-Ho.
God, I love her voice.
Yeah, she's good. She used to sing for a band called crap.
That's a funny name for a band.
No. What is the name of that band? It'll come to me. Her name is Gillian McGee. And
I almost could have guessed that.
Yeah.
Well, the song, she has a Cranberries type tone to her.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh yeah, okay, I could definitely see that. The music was a lot better than Cranberries, but yeah, and the drummer was rock solid.
Yeah, he was good.
But hey, was it good enough for me to pick it?
I don't know. Was it? Guess you'll just have to.
If it wasn't, it was really close. That other one was a banger too. So have to find out.
Well, I guess we'll have to see what the folks over on Twitter say whenever we put the poll up. All right, so it is time for our Rogue One Radio Picks segment. And I think both of us might have dropped the ball on this one because we didn't really.
Well, I had so much going on this week with work and getting my wife getting ready to go out of town, and the wind here has been just asinine. We're talking today, it got up to, there were gusts of almost 90 miles an hour. 2 days ago, it was 75 miles an hour. On Sunday, it was 85-mile-an-hour gusts. There's so much dust and dirt and crap that's in the air. Yesterday, I started losing my voice. I didn't say a word hardly this morning just to try to save up for today. But yeah, it's just been crazy. But I do have a pick.
You do? Okay.
Sort of. And they even mentioned it in the chat. Adulting is hard. As we get older, we sometimes need things to help us focus and to get through even to the next day. So my Rogue One Radio pick for this week is find some music that you just love, that you could just sit there and chill with and either relax or de-stress or get stressed, or depending on your music taste, just take some time, listen to some music, and just vibe with it. Just let it go. It's helped me a lot this week. I've listened to a ton of music. Nothing that I can like pinpoint and say, ooh, this is one I wanted to pick. But so many styles depending on the day and the mood and what's going on. So yeah, pick some music this coming week and just lose yourself in it. Just listen to the instruments, listen to the singer, and just let it go and enjoy. That's my pick.
That's a good all-encompassing pick. Yeah. Listen to music. I couldn't pick any one song or even band because I listened to so much throughout the day. Chantel is in the chat, by the way.
Shantae!
I didn't really pick anything either, but I just recently started a reread of an X-Men story arc called Age of Apocalypse. I don't know if any of you X-Men fans out there remember it, but it was originally published in the mid-'80s. And it was called Age of Apocalypse, and it was basically kind of an alternate timeline that happened because Professor X's son went back in time in an attempt to kill Magneto, because at this point in time, Magneto was still like one of X-Men's greatest antagonists.
Mm-hmm.
So he went back in time to kill Magneto. And when he went to kill Magneto, Professor X shielded him, and Professor X ended up dying.
Huh.
So it created an alternate universe or an alternate timeline where Professor X never created the X-Men, and the mutant king, god, whatever you want to call him, Apocalypse, basically took over the world.
Interesting.
It's a very interesting story. Probably one of my favorite X-Men storylines, if not my absolute favorite X-Men storyline. Definitely worth checking out. And yeah, it came out, man, I want to say 94, 95, somewhere around in there. Give or take a year. So
cool. Yeah. Hey, I'm almost done with the two comics that I'm reading, so I'll definitely have to pick something up. So
yeah,
I might have to give that a shot.
So yeah, you're finishing up a comic book that we are going to be talking about on our new Patreon exclusive comic series, which we won't tell you what it is because you'll have to be a patron to find out.
Yep. And then I think we ironed out a date for this other comic book that I'm reading, and we're going to discuss that over on the Dingus Den.
Oh yeah. In fact, Spencer is going to be with me on one of those patron exclusive episodes.
Nice.
Talking about a certain comic, which I still haven't read. So we aren't ready to schedule a date for that yet. I keep reading other stuff, so I get distracted very easily, as if you people didn't know that already.
Squirrel.
Oh yeah. All right. Well, that is the end of Rogue One Radio's picks. And coming up next, after our next music break, we are going to be talking about the season 3 premiere of The Mandalorian. All right, but let's go ahead and listen to our third and final song of the night.
Hey, Nicole's in the chat now.
Hey, Nicole, how you doing? Haven't seen you around in a while. So this song comes from a band based out of, another Canadian band. They came from Toronto, Canada. They are called Debt Cemetary. And they just put a single out also on the 24th of February. So pretty recent as well. And this comes out from via Thousand Island Records. And the name of the song, you're going to love this one, is Let's Murderize Them. So here we go. It's Let's Murderize Them by Debt Cemetary.
Why can't we just see eye to eye? Everyone has a human right. No one should struggle to survive this life. We're selfish, free, unjustified. We see the destruction, corruption, distraction, reaction, disgusting, and mistrusting of everything.
Let's
That's a good song.
Murderize Them by Debt Cemetery.
Yes. Good song. Good song.
Stuff. But was it good enough for you to pick it?
Man, so we had 3 amazing songs this week. In fact, when we were going through the songs, I told you, it's like, man, there's 3 or 4 that really got me going, and I just loved. And so, yeah. But which
You're welcome, Scott.
Oh, yeah.
Good stuff. Good stuff. And yeah, we got lots more coming in the upcoming weeks, because I got a ton of stuff that's been sent to me. And
Awesome.
I spend time going through these and going, nope, 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 nope. Oh, here's a good one. Nope, nope, nope. Oh, here's a good one.
Nice.
Yeah. All right.
Main topic.
It's time to talk some Mando. I have been looking forward to this.
Me too. And you know what? It's since we switched time slots, we now get one of the first cracks at it.
I know.
So, on Tuesdays, when we were back on Tuesdays, like last season, we everybody else got to say all of their stuff. And so out of the Red 5 network, we're one of the first few that were actually get the word out. So I am ready.
Isaac, that was really random, but yes, I too like pork chops.
Well, yeah. Do people not like pork chops?
I don't know. I would say vegans probably don't.
Pork chop with applesauce. And we're the only 2 that are old enough to remember what that's from.
Yeah, I bet there's people out there in the chat. They're like, what are they talking about? Scott probably knows. Come on, you know.
Yeah. Oh, maybe Kel. Yeah.
Yeah, probably. I don't know about Chantel. I don't think she'd recognize that one.
Got to get that personality in there.
Yeah. So before we jump into the season 3 premiere, I think you wanted to do a little recap.
Yeah, just briefly. And I know this is going to skip a lot of stuff and a lot of details, but we get it. If you want the details, go back and listen to our season 1 and season 2 in 2.5 reviews. We go through all the details there. So where are we in a nutshell? So we're in a nutshell. We meet the Mandalorian, who's played by Pedro Pascal, a bounty hunter tracking a target for a well-paying client. We are introduced to the target and insert Baby Yoda marketing jab. And Mando decides that he's going to protect this target from the Empire rather than turn it over. And so they release Moff Gideon to try to reclaim the asset. Let's see. So then we have the asset, and the Mandalorian is in search of others of his kind. He meets a few of them and has some adventures. Insert Bo-Katan of the Night Owls craze. His adventure brings him to a former Jedi, Ahsoka. Who reveals that the name of the asset is actually Grogu, and says that tough luck, she can't teach him. Go keep looking and find somebody else who can. We also get to meet Boba Fett a little bit. Surprise, surprise. And at the end of season 2, they're all rescued by none other than Mr. Skywalker himself. So then we kind of switch gears a little bit. We get a little more background on Boba Fett. We make some new friends, and he takes over the underworld on Tatooine. Mando shows up to replace his ship the Razor Crest, which got blew up with an Naboo N1A starfighter, I believe it is, and gets pulled into helping Boba take over since Boba helped out Mando. Grogu returns from his time with Skywalker, and they take over. They help out Mando, his friend, and then they fly off together. So that brings us to season 3. So yeah.
All right, season 3. So
the Peter Tingles.
Peter Tingles.
That's it's a little more information than I could have used.
Did we want to do a synopsis of this premiere episode of season 3, The Apostate?
We could if I had one prepared, but I don't. So do you?
I don't, but we can kind of just ad-lib it. So starts off with, we see the armor, and she's making a helmet for a new foundling. And during the whatever ceremony it was, they didn't really go into any detail. It's basically turning somebody into a child of the Watch.
Mm-hmm.
They get attacked by a space alligator or crocodile. I don't know which one. And they have a fight, them and the rest of the Mandalorians that are there. And then lo and behold, Mr. Din Djarin shows up with his spaceship and shoots and kills the thing, and then talks to the armor and says he's going to come back with proof that he has redeemed himself. Then he leaves and he goes to Navarro, talks to Greef Karga, and tries to put IG-11 back together. And can't, so Greef Karga finds some little guys that are going to try to help him, but he needs a part. So he leaves, and he gets attacked by some pirates, which in the details. There was a little scuffle with some pirates on Navarro. Gets attacked by the pirates, by the pirate leader, and takes off because he's a lot faster than they are, and then shows up on one of the planets in the Mandalore system, and talks to Bo-Katan, and then has a little discussion with her about where to find this water that he needs to bathe himself in, and then he leaves. And that was pretty much season or episode 1 of this season, which I believe was what, episode 17 now, or
17,
chapter 17?
The Apostate.
The Apostate. So that was that was in a nutshell the episode from yesterday. I've got one word that sums up this episode and makes it all right. Purgles. Purgles. Purgles are great.
Okay.
So what do you think of the episode overall?
All right. So overall, all right. Well, there's a lot going on in this episode. A lot. In fact, I think there was too much going on in this episode. If I was to rank it out of 10, I would generously give it a 5.
Really? Wow. So I liked it, but I'm taking it for what it was, and what I think it is. It's not a mind-blowing episode. What it is it's a good starting off point. It is getting some groundwork laid down for the rest of the season. But I would rank it better than you because of, number one, the Purgles, and number two, the what is the species name? The Babu Fricks.
Yeah, I can't remember what they are, but yes, and I did enjoy those.
Yeah. Like I said, it wasn't a mind-blowing episode, but I think it was a good, solid episode and a good starting off point.
So in our Discord, which, hey, if you haven't heard, we have a Discord. We'd love to have you there. We can get that link sent out to you. Probably will be in the description as well.
Show notes, yeah. It'll be in the show notes.
So I have a feeling that we're going to get, in this season of The Mandalorian, we're going to get, which is 8 episodes. So I have a feeling we're going to get 2 episodes with Ahsoka. I think that we're going to get 2 episodes of Boba. So that brings us down to 4. I have a feeling that, and if they haven't already announced it, I've heard rumblings that they're going to try to do a live action Skywalker one set around this time. And if they do announce that, I have a feeling we're going to get 1 or 2 episodes featuring Skywalker again. That only leaves 1, 2, 3 episodes tops with Mandalorian and Grogu, I guess, if you want to throw Grogu in there. It's not the Mandalorian and Grogu show, it's the Mandalorian. So I really think that they can it's
thank you, Kelly.
With as many directions that they went in this episode, I'm not sold on it. One, we got already an Ahsoka thing with the Purgles. That's going to be a direct tie-in to them, foreshadowing. We already got the Darksaber line.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, okay, well, that's 2. Now he has to find a part to get IG-11 back so he can try to bathe in the waters of the pools of whatever.
Beneath the mines of Mandalore.
Yeah, bathe in the pools beneath the mines of the Mandalore on the 6th new moon of the 3rd month of the 18th year, or however that they want to ritualize it. So you have that one as well. And then you throw in the Navarro and the Pirates thing. There's 4 storylines out of 1 episode so far. I think they overreached. I think they're trying to plant too many scenes and they're going to count on other shows filling in the blanks here and there where let's have it be about this title character. All right, he needs to get redeemed for whatever. Great. Go do it. Shoot that. Then say you're 4 episodes in and you've completed that story, now you can send them on something else. So I think they're trying to, create this expansive universe, which it is, but Book of Boba Fett, I had the same issue. It wasn't about, they did okay for about the first 4 episodes. Then they had the second part, all it was Mando. Well, bring it back to Boba Fett. Don't need Mandalorian to come in and rescue a show about Boba Fett. Didn't need it.
Yeah.
So I think, and I enjoyed it. I liked watching it. There's a lot of criticism in it where I think that they're overreaching and they're going to try to concentrate on other shows to help build up this whole big story. And I think that's bad.
See, and I don't think they're actually going to spend a lot of time trying to tie in these other stories, because these other stories are going to be able to stand on their own. And that's obviously just my opinion. I just don't think that they're going to spend too much time on that. But because if you remember in the first season, he got sidetracked a lot. So I get the feeling that this is going to happen in this season. Is he's got these things he's trying to do, but he's going to keep getting sidetracked. How he's going to get sidetracked, I don't know. But
well, I mean, he sort of, but I mean, he still had his main mission: find the target.
Yeah. Well, he's got two. He
had to accomplish other missions in order to get to his main goal. But that goal was always front and center. I need to get this target, need to get this target, need to get this target. Mm-hmm. Well, in order to get this target, I have to do this. In order to get this target, I have to do that. Whereas this one, it just seems like there's so many threads that they're pulling on that, it's just, I don't know.
See, I don't know. I only see two possible story arcs from this season. I see him trying to get the part to put IG-11 back together, and then trying to find these mines of Mandalore so he can bathe in them. All these other little things, I think, are just kind of fun little, hey, look at this. You might see this in another show, and not really explain too much about it, like the Purgles.
I don't, and maybe, but you still have that. He has to get the part, but you got the whole Darksaber thing that's hanging out there, and you got, man. All right. So that we'll get into that. And all right, likes and dislikes.
I liked the Purgles. I liked seeing them. I liked seeing live action Purgles. That was cool. I thought that the scene with the now I forgot their name already. And Kelly left. God dang it. What were they? Started with an A. Oh, well, it'll come to me again. The little Babu Fett guys. And Zellians, yeah. I thought that scene was humorous, and it was fun. It was fun bit of the show. Those are really my two main likes from the episode. Like I was saying earlier, the episode wasn't mind-blowing. So there wasn't like a whole lot of specific likes. And I really only have one dislike, but we'll get to that here in a minute. So what were the likes for you?
I think my main like was the slow nod to the Purgles.
Yeah,
I like that, and because it wasn't, it was something that they didn't call attention to. It was just kind of there in the background.
You kind of had to be watching for it.
Yeah, and even though even if you saw it, you might not, unless you're a diehard fan, you're not going to know what those are.
Yeah.
But I thought they were done very well with the VFX. I really enjoyed that.
Mhm.
I enjoyed seeing the asteroid chase.
Yeah.
I thought that was very well done. But
Like-minded people in the chat. Look at there.
yeah, see, Tina knows what's going on. Telling you.
That was pretty cool.
I liked that we got a new race.
Yeah, the plant person.
Whatever Gorian shard is, it's a new one. It hasn't been seen before, as far as I understand. So they're still creating things. They're not just rehashing. Oh well, he's a pirate. Oh, let's make him a Rhodian. I mean,
if you don't look at them real close, like just in passing glance, what it reminded me of is, oh shit, that guy looks like broccoli. There you go, Chantel. Pirates of the Caribbean crossover.
Right, it's Bill Nye.
He did kind of have that Davy Jones look.
Yeah. And when I first saw it, I was like, "Is that a skinny hut?"
Oh wow, yeah.
Because I watched it on my phone, so I wouldn't disturb anybody else, and then watched it back later on the big screen, and so that was a like. I like that. I liked bits and pieces, but like I said, it's just when you put it all together, to me, is where it fell apart.
Yeah. I think Chantel kind of felt maybe the same way you did, because she says the episode did too much without accomplishing anything.
Yes.
To a certain point, I would agree with you, except it did accomplish something. It laid the groundwork for the rest of the season.
Perhaps.
I mean, if we're going to get 8 episodes of this, then yeah, there's going to be a problem. But I don't think Jon Favreau is going to do that to us.
Yeah, I don't think so. I just, I really, and I don't mind the side quests. But as of right now, to me, they're just going in opposite directions. It's not splintering off, and he's still moving forward. So it's just, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how.
I don't know about you, but it's starting to remind me of something that has nothing to do with the movies, or like even Star Wars in general. But it kind of reminds me of a role-playing game.
Yeah.
Where you wind up going every which way, and then, oh yeah, finally you get to your main quest.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. It's, we're not going to tell you that we can't go over here. And if you want to go over, that's fine. But slowly but surely, we got to lead you back over to the main quest. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Choose
all right.
your own adventure.
Yes, there you go. I love those books.
Yeah.
So you said you had
not that kind of role playing, Chantel. As I said earlier, leave that kind of stuff for Saturday.
Wow. Well, I mean, she is Scarif After Dark, but So you said you had one dislike. What would be your one dislike?
Well, you know what? I don't even know if you'd call it a dislike. It's just something that I don't think is necessary. And I mean, I guess it is. Otherwise, we wouldn't have a show. But it has to do with the armor and this whole cult. I personally think that he should leave those guys behind, because he's already taken off his helmet.
Mm-hmm.
He is a Mandalorian, whether the armor says he's a Mandalorian or not, because he's been more or less accepted by other Mandalorians that have nothing to do with that cult.
Right.
And I just think he needs to put that in the past.
So, and yes, and they kind of built on that throughout the first 2.5 seasons. Or I guess season and a half. So it started in season 2 when he was introduced to Bo-Katan. And basically he's like, you take your helmet off. And she's like, you don't? I mean,
yeah.
Like,
why can't he just join the Night Owls? I mean,
and they kind of were like, they were showing him that there is another way that's out there. It's not just strictly this hard-nosed line.
Yeah.
And that kind of leads me into one of my dislikes.
Okay.
Is that you had Bo-Katan, and I understand that she doesn't have the Darksaber. And I understand it was a defeat. But she was we need to do this. We need to reclaim Mandalore. We need to go here. And you see her in this episode, and she just lost all hope. And so it's almost a complete 180 of the character. And yes, I know that because she doesn't have the Darksaber or whatever, she knows where the Darksaber is. I mean, come on. All my friends left me and nobody wants to play with me anymore. And who cares? Just go do whatever you want to do. And just was like, just so mopey and just suck it up, princess, and put on your big girl pants and take action. Don't feel sorry for yourself. And
I got a feeling that's gonna come into play more. I mean, it's got to. Now we do have a new person in the chat room. I don't think I've ever seen them before. It's C-Dub.
Awesome.
So welcome to the chat.
Yeah.
He or she, I don't know, says, you not supposed to finish out a storyline in the first episode. You got the new trading guild conflict with pirates. It was set up, and to be honest, the show is lacking in only one real area. Yes.
Down. Yep.
That's the lack of a centralized antagonist doesn't provide the show with a direction.
Agree.
I can agree.
Agree. 100% agree.
It is a setup show. Now, in regards to the antagonist, that does bring up a question. Who do you think is going to be the ultimate antagonist in this season? I have my theory.
I have a theory as well.
But let's hear your theory.
My theory is that they're going to tie it into another show, and that the ultimate baddie in this is, at least for this season, you'll find out is Grand Admiral Thrawn. But because I think that's what they're going to try to do, is to pull in all of these different lines to kind of have it make sense. And with all the guests that we've seen so far, I think that's where it's going to end up. I kind of hope not. I really hope not. But we'll see. But that's my theory, is that's where it's going to go.
Okay. That's a good theory. My theory is that that ultimately, once we get toward the end of the season, the ultimate antagonist is going to be the Children of the Watch.
The Armorer?
Yeah, the Armorer and her clan. I think there's going to be an all-out brawl, battle, whatever you want to call it, between them and the Night Owls. Like, I think that Bo-Katan is going to rally her group together and those two groups are going to fight.
Very well could. Yeah. Yeah. I could see that. I could see.
And Mando is going to have a, what's the word I'm looking for? He's going to have an inner conflict over which one he's going to side with.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I think he's going to wind up siding with the Night Owls or whatever they're going to end up calling themselves.
Right.
But I think
very well. Yeah. I mean, I could definitely see that.
And I can see the very first live action appearance of a certain younger Mandalorian that will ultimately play out more so in the Ahsoka show.
Yeah.
When I'm talking about Sabine Wren.
Yeah.
Chantal has an interesting question. How many seasons do you think we will ultimately get out of Mando?
4.
I think there's one more. Yeah, I think he's got one more in him.
That's a hard 4.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll go past that.
Nah.
I think we'll get another Book of Boba Fett. I think we'll get the Ahsoka show, which I think is only going to be the one season. And then to wrap it up neat and tidy. I think that's what they're going to do.
Yeah. Other than the Clone Wars, I don't think any Star Wars television series has gone past 4 episodes. And the only one that has gone 4 is Rebels. I don't think the Resistance.
Let me look at a timeline real quick. I have an idea that's brewing.
Okay.
So,
Isaac says that Bo-Katan and Boba Fett are going to beat the snot out of the armor. See, and that's another thing I hadn't thought of. Who's Boba Fett's probably going to show up, and who's he going to side with? I seriously doubt he's going to side with the armorer.
No.
I think he's going to side with whoever Mando sides with.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree.
So, C-Dub.
No, sorry, go ahead.
Now, C-Dub's talking about about Mando bathing in the waters. I actually don't think that's ever going to happen. I think he's going to go through all of his side tracks, finally get to Mandalore, and nothing's going to be there. And that's what
I think it's going to be almost completely opposite.
Really? See, I think that's what's going to kick off the war with these two.
I think that he's going to get there and see bits of history, whether it's like paintings or tablets or whatever there, and he's going to realize that the watch isn't the only way.
That they're pretenders.
Yeah.
I could see that. Yeah, totally. I hadn't even thought about that.
And that's what's going to flip him over.
That's a good theory. Yeah.
So that's 9.
See, and Nicholas says, I think he's going to bathe and then renounce the watch.
Yeah.
See, I'll go with half of that. I think he's going to renounce them.
And so that's 9.
Yeah, I really like your theory, DJ, about he's going to get there and find all that history and go, wow, what have I been doing all this time?
All right, I can't really find it yet, and it's kind of irritating me. My computer's running slow.
What are you looking for?
All right, so in the grand scheme of things, so we know that Mandalorian is set 5 to 9 years after.
It takes place in 10 ABY.
Right. This one.
Right.
Yeah. So when does Aftermath?
Aftermath was 4 to 5 ABY.
Okay. All right. So that doesn't quite line up.
What are you thinking?
I was thinking that because there's still rumblings of another trilogy movie that they're doing that's supposed to be set around this time.
I think that's a bad idea.
And if they were to try to tie it into something, could they possibly have tied it into the Aftermath if they were to do that as a movie trilogy? But I think that there's too much of a... Well, I mean, but then again, who cares about time gap?
Yeah.
Because apparently there's several years past, and...
See, from what I understand is that John was misunderstood. When he was talking about 2 years, he was talking about the time between season 2 and season 3 in real life, like the time it took to make it. And I think the person misunderstood him.
I don't know.
I don't think he was talking about an actual time gap.
Look at Navarro. That doesn't happen overnight.
Well, I'm not saying it's overnight. I don't think it's 2 years.
I think it could easily have been 2 years. Compared to what it was in the first season to the third season, that's an awful lot of work.
Well, I mean, but it looked better in the second season. They had already built the school.
Yeah. I don't know.
But also keep in mind that in this season, we only saw one new structure. That's just one building.
I think as of right now, I would say from the beginning of season 1 to the beginning of season 3, 2 years.
I mean, it's possible.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, they've done a lot. But yeah, I think that's, and it's not that big of a deal. It's really not. I mean, we didn't know the time gaps between, in the original trilogy.
Yeah, that's true.
We just knew that, hey, this is after the event. So we know that, it's a continuation. We didn't know whether it was the next week, the next month, the next 10 years.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a few, year gap in there.
We do know that the time gap between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens is 30 years.
Well, I know. Well, yeah, I'm just talking about the original trilogy.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, and then now we've kind of, then they kind of set the timeline back when they did the prequel trilogy. And then when they did the sequel trilogy, they told us, hey, this is going to happen at this point in the timeline here. So, and then, so now there's all these years that are in between that you could do stuff with. But again, I don't think it's that big of a deal where people are losing their crap about it on.
Oh, yeah.
It's not that big of a deal, and it's not that far-fetched.
Yeah, like, even if it has been 2 years, who cares?
Yeah. I mean, so what? He was training, Grogu was training with Skywalker for 2 years. Okay. And I mean, we don't really know that. And again, I don't see that. I see it more of from the start of the story to where we are now has been approximately 2 years.
Yeah.
Which I think is completely plausible.
Yeah. Now, I don't think Grogu was with him for 2 years.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah. But yeah, as far as the whole, Yeah, that's a good question, Ro. By the way, Ro is in the chat. So, hey, Ro. He wants to know, when you say people, what do you mean, you people?
Did I say that? Probably.
Must
I
have
say
been
it all the
something.
time, apparently.
It must be something in the chat. I'm not sure. Oh, no. I guess he's talking about us.
Probably. And because my kids say that to me all the time. What do you mean, you people?
I mean, there's somebody out there that's bitching and moaning about the 2-year time gap.
Right.
It's not me. Is it you? If it's you, then yeah, we're talking about you.
Oh, well, hey, you got to complain about something. That's just the way that it is.
All right. Well, we don't need to complain. We got somebody else that can do that. I won't mention a name.
You know what? You leave me out of this.
I wasn't even talking about you.
Oh, well, we can't always agree on everything. I mean, it makes it for more, but yeah.
It makes it boring,
yeah. I don't know. What else do you want to talk about on this episode?
I think we've covered it. So we got another episode coming next Wednesday. Got to wait nearly a whole week for it. I'm not cut off on Bad Batch, so we can't really talk about that. But coming up after our show.
Oh, you haven't watched Bad Batch? Oh, dude, Bad Batch is getting stronger. Oh,
I've heard, yeah.
Dude, you got to go watch it.
I'm about 3 episodes behind.
Gotta watch. Gotta get caught up. It's getting good, man.
Yeah. Well, maybe I'll do that tonight.
Yeah. In fact, I think next week I'll watch Bad Batch first and then watch Mandalorian.
There you go. So coming up after our show, at 9:30 Eastern time, is going to be WSTR Media, where they will have some special guests on the show from Force of Light Entertainment.
Good show.
And they will also be talking about the premiere episode of season 3 of The Mandalorian. So
we were first.
If you didn't get enough Mandalorian talk from us, which I'm sure you didn't, stick around for WSTR Media airing live on YouTube.
Yeah. See, and the good thing about that is that we brought up some points, and they're so knowledgeable over there, they're going to bring up probably completely a whole different set of points.
Oh, I'm sure they will.
Because, and was it Saturday? Ro's in the chat. Saturday, Ro, for Scarif. Him and Brad are going to go through the. I can't wait for their reaction to the episode.
Yeah.
Man. Stay tuned for WSTR. And yeah.
Yep. Everybody's going to have their own thoughts to bring to the table, and that's what makes the Red 5 great.
Yes.
We have all these different voices talking, a lot of them about the same thing, just from a different perspective. So we are, of course, only one perspective, and we enjoy offering our perspectives to you, and we love having you folks in the chat room hanging out with us. Yeah. So thank you for coming in and chatting with us tonight.
Brad's still out to sea, Rose says. Man, tell you.
Wow.
God bless him.
Yeah. Well, so I think that's it for tonight. I think we're going to cut out early tonight and get everybody ready so they can go check out WSTR Media.
Heck yeah. I'll start working on my character sheet for my...
Oh, for Star Wars, yeah.
My Star Wars droid bounty hunter guy.
Oh, that's right, yeah. So DJ and I are going to be participating in a Star Wars role-playing game that Blue, my son, is going to be running. So, yeah, tell us a little bit about your character.
So, My character, it's RDGLE7 or
That's a mouthful.
LEV7, which he goes by Level.
That's good.
Yeah. He's a law enforcement droid that he is an outdated model, and they were wanting to deactivate him and decided he didn't want to be deactivated. So he went out on his own and is now a bounty hunter to whoever offers him contracts and to prove that that although an older model, is still useful. So that's my guy.
All right. See, I haven't even got as far as making a name for mine. All I've come up with is a concept. I am playing a Lasat gunslinger, and if you are not familiar with Lasat, that is the species that Zeb in the Rebels is. So a Lasat gunslinger, and I haven't even thought about his background or anything.
It just came to me. I just was trying to figure out how to create this character sheet here, and started thinking about it. And I'm like, oh, this would be a cool person to play. So
yeah, it'll be fun. I think it'll be a fun campaign. I think at this point it's just going to be a one shot.
Yeah.
Unless he decides to continue. But Spencer's going to be playing with us, and I think he said he's playing a gambler. A Trandoshan gambler.
Mind tricks don't work on me.
I don't think that's a Trandoshan. Trandoshan is like Bosk.
Oh, okay. So they awfully sound familiar. What was Watto?
Toydarian.
Oh, close enough.
Yeah, it's still OT. All right. Well, that's it for us tonight, folks. Thanks for tuning in. If you're on YouTube, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, all that good stuff. If you're listening on Apple, please leave a review. I don't think Spotify has anything like that, but we do thank you for listening and watching, hanging out with us in the chat. And any final thoughts, DJ?
Enjoy the Red 5 Network.
Yep.
Bye.
Have a great night and a great weekend. And may the force be with you always.